You think that when we film intros for our videos that's how the trip started. You know, hey, I'm going to take this Hellgrammite lure out today, and I'm going to go slay some fish. Now let's go. And the next thing you know, you're at the water slaying fish. No, the way that really happened is, what's up, everybody? And today is going to be completely different than anything that I have ever put on YouTube before as far as one of my fishing video goes. And I apologize if I'm looking down because that's where my screen is. It's got the video that you're about to watch. It's going to be different. I have never actually done this before, and you're here because of the title, what no fishing channel wants to show you on YouTube. And I got a little secret for you. It's right back there. Yeah, it's behind the bed sheet, because behind this bed sheet is my living room, and no fisherman wants you to see his living room. No, that's not it. So what it actually is it's a fear of having nothing in the fishing video to show you. And that's kind of how this trip's going to go today. But it has came to my attention that there are many viewers out there who want the realistic aspect of going out and fishing, because let's face it, you're watching your favorite fishing channel, whether that's I'm just recalling some guys that I watch. You've got Fishing with Smalls, you've got Yak Pack, you've got AO Fishing, you've got even Deer Meat for Dinner, Blue Gabe, Richard Jean the Fishing Machine, all these major channels that so many of us watch. We don't go to watch them not catch anything. We go for the adventure. We go for that fast-paced catching action. But unfortunately, what happens a lot of times is we see what they do on camera in 15 minutes worth of video, and we say, I'm going to go buy that lure, I'm going to go out and fish, and I'm going to catch all these fish. And it doesn't work like that. You never catch a thing, because we don't get to see, as a viewer, the hours that go into making these videos. Editing software it's magical to a YouTube creator, because you have no idea the amount of effort that goes into editing out to make it look like you had a successful trip, when in fact that trip took 6 hours. That trip took a whole day. It took an entire week worth of segments that you clip together, splice together, and boom, you've got this amazing 12-minute video that makes this lure or this challenge look great, because you were able to go out and catch all these fish. So anyway, diving right into this video. I know I took up a lot of your time right there in the intro. I hope you're hooked, though. I hope that you generally want to see. I'm actually going to talk through this video. It's a long video. This is a 2.5-hour fishing trip where I did catch some fish. I catch some fish, and I'll drop a time marker right here. If you just want to see 2 topwater bass action catches that I made today, you can just skip ahead, check out the bass. Hey, thanks for dropping by. I hope you still subscribe and check out last week's video, because it's nothing like this one, I promise. This is just something I wanted to do. I wanted to do this to see the response that it would get. But this is actually yesterday morning's fishing trip for me. I was out about 2.5 hours. I had a deadline. I had to be somewhere at 9 o'clock. So the first little secret, and I'm going to see if I can click off here. I'm going to have to move my camera over just a little. There you are. You're over there now. I'm going to go ahead and play, and I've got my screen muted because this will all be overlaid. So I'm headed down to my local spillway, and in so many of my videos you see me fishing this spillway. It's close to home, and I'm able to slip out of the house when I've only got a couple hours, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. And so all I'm really discussing is the fact that I brought a fishing rod with me today, and I brought a gig that I just made. I made it about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I say it in the video. And so many times, without the power of editing, a video just jumps straight to action. You think that when we film intros for our videos that's how the trip started. Hey, I'm going to take this Hellgrammite lure out today, and I'm going to go slay some fish. Now let's go. And the next thing you know, you're at the water slaying fish. No, the way that really happened is you went fishing for a long, extensive period of time. You found a lure that they were hitting. Now you go back and film an intro on what that lure was you used. In this particular video, I try 3 different lures while I'm out, and I fish hard. I fish heavy. I fish consistently over and over and over, and you'll see that when we get to the topwater lure. It's just on and on and on. But in this video, I was prepared to gig some fish. I took my gig along because it could go 2 ways. It was either going to be a catching video or it was going to be a gigging video. If there had been carp and gar in here, I was going to gig them. If there had been fish in here, I was going to catch them. Stacked in. Anything. I've not even thrown this yet. So I put this thing together and came down here, like I said, about 3 weeks ago. And all the fish that I'd seen just before that had disappeared. There was something huge just moved right there. Right in front of me, but I can't see because of the glare. In a typical video of mine, all of this will be edited out. I wouldn't show you anything until maybe the first couple casts, and then boom, action. And then you edit in a few more casts out, a little bit of talking, and then boom, more action. And so this though is typical of how a trip's going to start. I'm going to survey what's there. I was looking for something to gig before I got in and messed the water up by casting around a lot. Again, you never know what kind of video it's going to be until you get started. So I'm done looking now. I'm done looking, and it's time to cast out.
Quarter ounce.
Box. Texas rig is not my favorite way to fish. I'm a shaky head and a Ned rig kind of guy. I prefer those methods. But now that trick worm, that's a watermelon candy zoom trick worm, and it's money in my local waterways. It's a good bait to pitch. It was actually recommended to me by a high school fishing angler. I hit him up in Bass Pro and I said, hey, what would you pitch? And he said, it's this one. It's this one.
And we just hooked on a rock.
I don't know what we might get this morning. Hopefully something, though. I have been skunked for 3 trips straight. 3 trips straight. Not caught a fish. Went down and visited the in-laws in Mississippi. 2 different trips while we were down there. Goose egged both of those. That means I caught nothing. So my wife's grandfather has a walnut tree in his front yard, and apparently every year this time of year, walnut caterpillars, you can Google it, they just fall out of this tree, and the ground was crawling. And so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I got to put a video together, and I see all these caterpillars crawling around, and I'm like, those will make great brim bait. So I'm walking around picking these things up, shoving them in a Gatorade bottle, wound up taking them to a canal that's on their property. And we fished them for about an hour, got ate up with mosquitoes. It was a miserable trip. We didn't get a single bite on those caterpillars. I had like 30 in a bucket. Didn't get a single bite. The next morning we went to Grenada Lake Spillway, which is known for its crappie fishing. Massive crappie out there. And below the spillway is usually money for crappie and catfish. Me and my father-in-law got up at 5 a.m. We headed to Grenada. We left about 10 o'clock that morning, and we didn't catch a thing. I think he hooked a gar. He got a gar up to the bank, and then it broke off, but that was it. We spent so much time over the weekend trying to get content. Okay, so here I've fished off to a K-Fred hair-tied jig. I have fished these on the channel before. I ordered them from Kendall Frederick YouTube channel. He hand ties these jigs. I think this is the A3.
They can see me in this clear water, and I can't see them because of the sun glare.
And at this same place, I caught a ton of baby drum with them and a few bluegill, and even like a 12-inch crappie.
But I think that was the gar that just popped the water right here.
But listen,
we might get a throw in on him.
If we had have caught fish on that trick worm, this would have been a trick worm fishing video. If I start catching fish here in a few minutes on this hair jig or hand tied jig, this will be a hand tied jig fishing video. So it's all about you take the whole tackle box with you, and you fish until you get something to string together some content. And so what about those two trips over the weekend that we made?
For a while, never threw it the other day because I didn't have a rope on it.
I had about 4 hours of footage that I come home, I stick my card in the computer, I click and drag, and I just delete it. No fish were caught. That's not a video. That's not something that is going to get a good click-through rate and a good view duration if you guys aren't seeing action. So this is a lot more realistic. There was this huge shad, like 12-inch long, like a 1-foot shad that was feeding out there. that I just happened to see. I wasn't going to try to spear him, but so yeah, I really don't know what to do, because when you've only got a couple hours to put a video together, you want something that works quick, and so I'm switching back and forth. And trying to catch some fish, because it's been so long since I've caught any. It's been a couple of days, almost a week now, over a week now actually. Last Wednesday when we went to that catfish pond that you saw in the last video, that's been a week ago, and I have not caught fish since. And of course, trying to film and get a weekly video out. I'm going to pause it right here. If you have not checked out that video, please do it. And also, I just want to throw this out at this point in the video. If you're 6 minutes in, obviously, I hope you're getting something from what I'm talking about, and what, I don't want to say content creators, but what outdoor channel creators, what we go through to put these videos together and how long it really takes. There's no way in a typical video of mine you would be 6 minutes in without seeing some fish. This would all be edited out. It's literally 2 clicks of a mouse and it's gone, right up until the first action. But if you're still here, I really want to encourage you, click that subscribe button. I am trying to grow my channel so hard. And like I said, this is not my normal content. All you got to do is go back 1 video or 10 videos and you'll see what my normal content is. But if you're here this long, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button, because I would love to get to 5,000 subs before Christmas. This is my 3rd full year of YouTube, and I have not been able to get on the algorithm good to get picked up. But hopefully I didn't clickbait you too much on this video, and you can kind of see more what goes into putting these films together. And of course, trying to film and get a weekly video out, that's tough. That is tough. You gotta be getting some fish in. Right now we'll just kind of drift this hair jig down this current. I have no idea what depth to put it at. I do know we hadn't gotten bit yet. I'm trying to float these rocks. On the opposite side of the bank, but I'm having a hard time casting quite that far with this rod. Got a little closer that time. Just floating my jig. Get some small bites right in there. It's all about changing techniques. You know, it really is. You feel like you're under a time crunch to put something together, because you've only got a limited time to fish. You know, we have lives too, basically. I've got 3 kids, I've got a full-time job, and time to go fishing, my time to go fishing is the same as yours. It's limited and it's precious, and you want to make the most of it when you're out there. So you try doing different things, and so
they can't get it in their mouth. I mean, it's a tiny.
I tried drifting next to the rocks. I've tried different heights. I'm going to try jigging it back and forth a little bit, popping it to me, putting a little motion into it or action into it. I guess maybe it's I still miss it, not the fish. But what I can pretty much say about that is, if you're missing a fish on a tiny rig like that, chances are you don't want that fish, because it is too small anyway. Chances are it's smaller than what you want. This place has been getting a ton of fishing pressure lately. I mean, sure, I've been down here, but I hadn't been catching any fish. But it gets a lot of pressure. Mostly late evenings and weekends. So it's one reason I like to come out here on a weekday morning, is you know, that's not a time, the morning hours are not a time the fish get as much pressure. We're getting bit now, but it's small. I'm sitting here with you guys and I'm getting bored watching this video. This
bluegill challenge or 50 brim challenge.
It's not boring when you're there, but
those fish came from just right here. Like,
it's not a spectator sport.
Just a couple of yards of where I'm standing at.
But water level gets like this, it's a little tricky. I always complain when it's too high, but it's borderline low now, so you know, all the fish are held up in the same holes, and if you ain't fishing those holes, you ain't getting no fish. Sometimes when you are fishing those holes, you ain't getting no fish.
At this point, it's basically trying to get a reaction strike. It's trying to keep dropping it in the same spot over and over and over, trying to get some fish mad enough to bite it. But as I was saying, you know, editing out these videos, sometimes it's boring for me to watch.
Right over there on the other side of the current, but we did not hook up.
And I feel like as much as you want a realistic scenario to watch, rather than somebody just go out and catch, as a creator and someone publishing these videos, we've got to keep the audience's attention. And this is not the way to do it, in my opinion. But no, you may be wanting something like this, and that's why it's so important you hit those comments up and say, hey, show us it unedited. Just go down and fish unedited. If you catch something, that's great. If you don't, we're still here going to watch it. Let me know. It's actually a lot less work not to edit the video, but I'm afraid you wouldn't see anything because it takes so long. So here I'm crossing this this spillway canal. Basically, the upstream is coming from the emergency spillway, so the reservoir is overflowing right now. That rock moved on me when I stood on it, and I about went in. And I had my wallet, my phone, and my camera battery all in my pocket, and so I was kind of worried about those. I'm going to get to the bank here and empty my pockets out. I may have actually clipped some of that out to save on the boredom. Still trying this bobber and tied jig, hand tied jig over in this area. I've caught a lot of crappie from right here, and I've caught some bass from right here. Okay, and apparently I missed getting footage of tying on this topwater walking bait, but we're about to get crushed. I don't know if you can see it in the far right of the corner. I'm going to pan over there for you, and boom, he hit it right out of the grass bed.
Got it.
Gave him time to take it, reel the slack down, set the hook.
First topwater fish.
Never, ever caught a fish on topwater in my life. So
you get them trebles in there.
that was a goal of mine this summer, or this season of filming, that I'd be able to get a fish on topwater.
Hit the head and spook. I do not want a treble hook in me. So I got a death grip on this fish right now. Never really fished with dual treble anything. Look at this guy. What is wrong with that fish, y'all? What in the world is wrong with that fish? Look at the forehead.
Fish was kind of, let me get right in the camera here. Whoop, wrong way. Fish's head was kind of bent down, and I was really curious about that. What you think that could have been? So comment below.
Topwater bite that I have had. It's awesome. On this head and spook. Hopefully I don't get it in the grass. I just got it in the grass. Whew.
That short rod was not letting me cast. When I cast one way, it would just drift the other way. And again, in the grass. This would all normally be edited out. You wouldn't see me getting hung up or, you know, nearly getting hit in the head with this lure when it came back.
Having a hard time casting right now. I don't know. This short rod is not putting it where I want it to go.
Not an ideal rod for casting this bait. I would normally have a bait caster out. It's a 7.2 or a 7.3 medium heavy rod.
I more or less saw him launch out of the grass. It was kind of crazy. Early morning though, fish are hitting top water, feeding below the spillway.
I said that like I'd caught a dozen. I caught one fish so far. We'll get another one in a minute. So when you twitch the rod, that walking bait will dart left and right, left and right. And depending on the aggressiveness of how hard you're twitching, will give it more erratic action.
That's one place I want to be, right there.
I think we're fixing to get hit right here again.
Calm the fish down.
I'm just to the right of that dark grass patch.
Got him. Got another. And then between them grass beds. Another one in between the grass beds on the head and spook. Don't hook me. Don't hook me.
Scared to death of those treble hooks. I've seen too many guys having to get those things pulled out of their hand, and I was just like, I don't need that today. Not today.
Get him in my shirt where I can grip him better. Start undoing these trebles. That got him in the jaw.
That hook was kind of hooked down in the fold of his jaw, and it was.
Number 2 on the head and spook, top water in the grass beds. Check that out. Little guy, where's the big ones? Where are the big ones?
If you're here for the fish in this video, you can pretty much leave now. That's all I caught. I've got about, I don't know, 14 more minutes of video clip left here where I'm trying to put together a full-length video for you guys that'll have a, my camera's way out of focus right now. Wake up, wake up. Hello. I don't know why my camera went out of focus, but anyway, trying to put together, you know, a catchy video for you with a nice title and good thumbnail. But again, this is my 3rd trip out, and those trips take time to put together, and sometimes I just have to put it out there for you. Where's my focus at? My camera is like lost focus. There we go. Back in focus. Come back to me.
Try to bring it by that weed bed again. Like they're hitting right off that grass bed where I'm casting at. That's not really where I wanted it. Oh no. I will be going after that lure if we don't get it back. Dadgummit. Got it hung in the grass right there.
Oh, it was because my Bluetooth mouse went to sleep.
Time to go after it.
Woke my mouse up, I came back. So lure is hung in the grass. I've done this so many times, and I just edit these parts out, breaking off, retying.
I don't really look forward to casting this direction, but
not even sure what I was talking about there. Casting this direction. No idea.
it's definitely kind of the risk I'm having right now as far as casting over this weed bed with this lure that's got so many hooks in it. All right, so
it broke off while I was trying to
I chanced it one too many times and got my topwater lure stuck in that weed bed, and it broke off on me. I thought I could cross right there, but it was a little sketchy, and I just didn't think I wanted to do it there. So I'm actually taking quite a long walk around to see if I can get in the water and get it. $10 or $12 lure. I hate to lose it, and I'll lose a lot of time fishing this morning going after it. Whoa, I think we got our first carp. Something just moved out of the water. Remember, I've got my gig with me.
At this point, I've been on the water an hour and a half, and I'm afraid that you have forgotten
glare on the
the
water
equipment that I took.
I'm trying to see, but my word. Something stirred up the dirt. Something stirred the mud up, and I'm pretty sure it was a carp. They're probably up in this little backwater area bedding. See some rocks there. Headed over for our topwater. We might spare a carp on the way. Let me rephrase that. Might throw my gig at a carp on the way. I have probably no hopes of even hitting the thing. But I am anxious to give it a try. And the last time I had the boys over here, you might recognize it. It's where we did the worm versus jig challenge at.
The same jig
There
I
were
had
carp
tied
in
on
here.
earlier.
But that has been 6 weeks ago, maybe? It's been a while. It's been a while.
The gnats were awful. They were just fogging up in my face the whole time.
My eyes. And I cannot see a thing as far as trying to see under the water for fish. I just hope I can get my lure back. I hope that it's not buried in those weeds. I hope it's up a little bit where I can spot it once I get over here.
So, clipped away the rest of the walk. I actually think that I had my camera off for a lot of that. But I'm coming down on this point here where I broke my lure off.
I actually see it out there, so I was fishing right over there. I don't know if you can see my truck. So I was actually fishing right over there. I don't know if y'all can see my truck. It's really disorienting looking at the camera, but I see my lure. Question is, I don't know how deep it is out there. This is usually a very shallow place, but I am gonna get my phone out and my battery out. By the way, you guys want to know about YouTube, and I only have 2 GoPro batteries right now. The most working ones I have ever had has been 3, and I lost one at the beginning of the summer.
But
Yeah.
hopefully there's no snakes.
So those are a racket, and usually I have to go like an hour to Best Buy to get them there, and they're like $60 or $70 for a 2-pack. Some of our local Walmarts have started carrying some GoPro though, and I just have those Enduro batteries, and it seems like every time I manage to scrounge up a new one, I wind up losing one, or one quits working.
Got it right here. Well, that was a bit of a walk, but it was worth it. You know, you're looking at recovering a $10 or $12 lure, and we walked from the rocks right here all the way down and back around this point and back out here. Took about 10 minutes, but we were looking for carp while we were walking.
Fixing to do a lot of casting with this lure, trying to rework these grass beds, and this is where a lot of the action normally gets clipped out of these videos, because you know, you just don't want to see all that casting and reeling. This is also normally where I would put in like a music montage to help, you know, liven up the video.
Different angle, see if maybe there's fish on the backside that'll hit. Just a little bit. What it is, by the time I walked over here, the sun has hit this water now when it wasn't as much before, and I'm not seeing. Whoop, he just missed. He missed. He missed it. There was like a dragonfly right by it when he hit. It was a little fish though. Aggravate this guy to death to get him to hit. Doesn't do much of anything either. And sometimes too, it may be about dropping it in just the right spot where they'll crush it when it hits. Far right to far left. Here. Ooh, my bail flipped back on me. Alright, this is gonna be our last cast out through here.
Just counted 13 casts I made in that spot, and I'm pretty sure I even edited a couple of those out of even this video, where I show you basically full length everything we do to try to get some fish on for you. So what's going through my head at this time is I've been out about an hour and a half, or maybe a little bit longer, and I've got 2 fish to show for it. And from a video standpoint, that's not a full video. I can't do a video with this, but I can make 2 shorts out of it. I can take those fish, each individual catch. I can make a short, which I've already put one of those out, probably both by the time you see this video. But I know that this backwater can hold some of the fish that I want to gig. So there's still a potential it could be a gigging video if we can just find some fish. We're going to make a few more casts with this topwater because catching those 2, that was fantastic. Having never caught a fish, number 1 on that lure, number 2 on topwater anyway.
I don't think they're going to be on this side, but they could be. There could be a mamma jamma back in here, I don't know. But we still got our eyes open for carp to gig. Tell you what, I'm just gonna pitch this way. There is a weed bed out there a little ways. Not a big one, but maybe if there's a bass in here, he'll hit it. Definitely something making a little bit of wake.
The rocks there are really unstable because that area doesn't get fished a whole lot, so they're not packed in from a lot of foot traffic. And I decided just to abandon that area, head over to the gate side, and see if I could see anything hovering in the water down there. I didn't see nothing. So now we're starting our trek back to what eventually would be the end of the video. We're basically headed back to the truck, but I am looking for some more gigging opportunities. Temperature's really starting to heat up.
Keeping my
right
camera
now.
on up this side because right up here is where I saw that carp swirl when I was walking around. And I know y'all probably can't see anything, but I can see about maybe 5 or 6 feet out. I can see under the water, out into the middle. And that's all, but there's something right there that looks like a gar, but I'm pretty sure it's just a stick.
Right there, center of frame, you see just this kind of tan line almost. And it was in fact a gar.
Yeah, he's swimming away. He's swimming away. He's swimming away.
Went out of sight right there.
Oh my goodness, I was trying to get my rope untangled. Dang it.
It's like a 50-foot rope from Dollar General, and it was all knotted up.
I was trying to make sure my rope was untangled.
I haven't come up with a good system yet for how to store that rope to where if I did manage to gig a big fish and it took off swimming, I wouldn't lose my gig or the fish. Or if I lost my gig in current, where I couldn't get out to it, that I would have the rope.
Stick. He was laying perfectly flat, or perfectly still. He looked like a stick laying there. He came up on top of the water for just a second, and then he went back down. Man. So the problem is, Problem is, I'm like 6 or 7 yards up the bank. I want to be right down there at the gravel, but when I get down that low, I can't see.
So y'all can definitely see the glare, like you can see the clouds. It's so reflective on the water. I was having the same trouble trying to see below. Polarized glasses will cut that glare, and you can really see good with those. But having corrective eyewear already, you know, coming up with a polarized option, it just isn't working right now.
See if I can see another one right up through here. Now the sun's coming back out, making it hard to see again. We will spear a fish sometime. I don't know when. That one gave me the best shot, and I thought it was a stick. Yeah, so I'm walking back now to get my other gear, and that sun is just glaring off the water. Well, everybody, I know the video wasn't much, but I sure got hot making it. So I hope you stuck it out to the end. We only got 2 fish today, but my first fish ever on topwater, a Heddon Super Spook Junior. Caught that on a medium light rod, which is not ideal, and I don't recommend it. I would get a stiffer rod. It's also a 6 foot, I think. I would go a little bit longer, but we tried our gig yet again. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little bit more realistic fishing today than some of the other stuff that I put out, but I have heard through the grapevine that that's actually what some people prefer. They want to see what it's really like going out. But big things are coming, and they involve this gig and an underwater light. So if you like seeing more of this style video, just kind of I guess kind of a vlog video where you just come out and take it as it comes, and you don't do a whole lot of editing to edit in all your catches, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure you hit that thumbs up button, and believe it or not, over 90% of you watching right now are not even subscribed to the channel. Only about 7% of my viewers are actually subscribed. So if you made it this far in the video, it doesn't take much, just a scroll and a click. Please hit that subscribe button for me, and we'll catch you next time right here on the J-Line.
And that was it. That was basically a 2.5 hour fishing trip, condensed down to about 30 to 35 minutes. I can see the timeline, but anyway, that's would normally be a video that I wouldn't even put out. The majority of that footage would get deleted, and the 2 catches would have been made into shorts that I would have published out, just so that the trip wasn't a complete waste. But sometimes when you don't catch anything, there's not even a short that you can get out of it. And so as someone who's trying to put out content, you've got to be able to come up with something that holds the attention of the audience. And so when I see things about, or I hear people say, well, you know, that's not how it really is, and you don't really show us all the time you spend not catching. The problem is most people won't watch that. They will not stick around if you're not actually catching something. So it's give and it's take. It's trying to be slightly entertaining, but on the other hand, you know, keep it realistic to where I'm actually showing you a way that you can go out and catch fish, but you may not have a week's worth of days to go do it, or, you know, 10 hours to piece it all together. But anyway, this is definitely something different, and I figure very few of you have made it all the way to the end of this video. But if you did, be sure you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. And if you want to see, I don't know, more dialogue videos like this, where I just basically talk you through it, narrate it on a webcam, let me know. It's an option that I have now. Or if you just rather like the video as it is and waiting to see those catches whenever they come, or if you like the traditional content where we've got a lot of music in, we've got a lot of cutaways, we've got a lot of segments in it where it's just basically non-stop entertainment, leave a comment below. Let me know what you like, and we'll catch you next time right here on the J-Line.